seconds, and round number 6, your sea lights are... Off to the side of the race course, get them refired and going.
Here we are, ready for the start.
And row number 7.
First time on the bike since October, and we're off. And I get hit from behind here and stall the bike right in turn 1 here and get off to what looks to be a last place start. So I'm riding 30 plus Vet C today, and this is my first Ixcr race. We typically are up in Michigan in the District 14 series up there, the Hare Scrambles and the Enduros and Sprint Enduros. First impression of this series, really enjoyed it. Had a really good time. Registration was really seamless. Everything ran as scheduled, as it should. And we had about 300 riders in the morning session today. And this consisted of, I think it was like 50 plus A, 60 plus, and then they had an open C, a light C, and both of those classes had almost 60 riders, I think. I think light C had like 63 riders. So then we had a vet C, they had a trail rider class in this, a D class. So wide range of classes here. I think there were 11 in total that accounted for 300 riders here today. And that was just the AM session. I'm not sure how many they had in the afternoon session where the B and the A riders took place. So this is just a sloppy mess down here in this lowland. They said don't go right, stay to the left when you're going through the water here, because if you go right, you might not see your bike the rest of the day. It's pretty deep over there in some of these holes, and you know, things were thawing out. It was below freezing overnight, so everything was frozen. Now that we're up probably close to 45-50 degrees at the start of the race, things are starting to thaw out, pure sun, and the low ground was pretty sloppy, as you can tell. So everybody's just kind of feeling their way through here on this first lap, trying not to go down in some of this slime. It was pretty, I mean, it's a hard bottom, but it was almost like a little bit of clay, mud on top of it, made for some pretty slick surfaces if you weren't careful. First few minutes here of this section are pretty tedious, trying to get around some slower riders here since I got off to my bad start, and you know, eventually it opens up a little bit and I'm able to get into with some quicker riders and pick up the pace a little bit. I think after the first lap I was 6th in my class, and that was even with a pretty decent crash that I had as I popped up over a hill after a hill climb, and it dropped straight off the other side, and it actually turned back to the right at the same time. So I basically landed on the edge of the trail and shot straight into a big brush, and I had to pull my bike out of that, and it took me, I lost about a minute there doing that, but came away unscathed, no injuries fortunately. So that was my goal going into this race, just kind of get some experience for our District 14 series, and get some conditioning for that as we prepare for our first race, which isn't until April. get some mud on my screen here, and instead of letting you watch this for the next 2 minutes until I wipe the screen, we're gonna skip ahead here shortly. Now as we come back in here, I haven't wiped the mud yet, but if you can bear with it for 30 seconds here until I do, I wanted to show you the rock garden that we're getting ready to go through here. This was kind of a log jam, this first and second lap that I came through here, and the second lap I came through here was actually much worse just because the conditions had deteriorated so much. It was just slimy and slick and mucky, and there was riders everywhere as I came through, but was able to pick off a lot of people here, make up a lot of positions, and I think a lot of the riders that I'm into now are the light C and the open C that had started a couple rows ahead of me here, so I'm starting to get to the tail end of those groups. There we go, finally, nice clean screen to look at again. So here's the second set of the rock garden here. This one didn't seem to be quite as technical as the first. You can kind of go off to the right here and it wasn't too bad. So this course was 9 miles today, and consisted of all types of different various terrains. You know, we had some creek crossings and some lowland and some woods trails. Nothing super tight. I mean, it's all like this or wider, so room to pass. We had wide open sand whoops, some hill climbs. It was really fun day. Really enjoyed it. Nice little Indo there, trying to avoid the traffic jam in the woods that guy just had. There's a lot of that, man. You had to pick the right lines, and if there were people getting stuck up in front of you, you kind of had to really be looking ahead and anticipate which direction they were going to go. And sometimes you guess right, sometimes you guess wrong. I get lucky here, they go left and I'm able to get around them here on the right. Just one of those things. Sometimes you don't want to follow the guy in front of you. I just kind of get off here and get stuck in that sand, and by the time I tried to avoid them and not hit the down right in front of me, I had lost control myself, and down I went. Didn't lose too much time there. Back on, ready to get back after it. This section here is a little creek crossing we had to go through. This got real nasty as it began to thaw and warm throughout the day. And some of these holes started to get a little bit deeper throughout the day. And you're gonna see up here to the left, I think there's a couple bikes down in here already. And I think those bikes stayed there the rest of the day. At least one of them did. They never got one of those bikes out of there. So definitely not a place you wanted to end up. So the AM session, we rode 90 minutes plus 1 lap. So I ended up with 3 laps in during that time, so about 27 miles. And I'm not sure I would have wanted to do a 4th lap. This just the conditions today and the terrain that we were riding kind of really took it out of me physically. My legs are pretty sore this next day as I'm sitting here recording this video, and had a lot of arm pump. And but you're gonna have that first race of the year. I hadn't been on the bike since October, so I was happy to get I think I rode an hour and 50 minutes or something like that. So good hard ride. Got some cardio work in anyway. And I have a real close call at the bottom of this hill. The rider kind of loses it. And I kind of got loose trying to go to the left and avoid him, and man, he almost nearly crawled back to his bike right in front of me. That could have been bad for both of us. So later in the race, we were kind of bypassing this little loop section here, and we were going straight right down the middle of the creek to the left here, coming from left to right. We would actually come right out here, and there were a couple little deep holes in there. My third lap through there, it sounded like my muffler was underwater at one point, but just hammered down and kept momentum and got through there okay, and never stalled anything out. Fortunately, that could have been bad news. This hill section here actually had 3 different lane choices you could take, and this got super sloppy by lap 2, and it was just a garage essentially of that was close. A bike popped left there more than I had anticipated, but it was just a parking lot during my second lap there, and I lost 5 minutes just sitting there waiting for things to clear out, because all 3 lanes were just clogged up and there was really nowhere to go. And could have forced it, you know, try to go up past some people, but that almost makes it worse at times if you don't make it. So I opted to kind of drink some Gatorade and some water there from my camel pack and rehydrate a little bit, take a couple minute rest, and then live to see another day there. But ultimately wish that hadn't happened, because I did lose a lot of time there. I think I was 6th the first lap, and I dropped back to 11th by lap 2, and then third lap I got through there clean again. I think I got up to 7th at one point, and then ultimately finished 8th. I got off, I followed a rider in front of me on the third lap, and he actually turned left, and we should have went right, and then we went the wrong way, and then I had to circle back, and by the time I had done that, I had lost my 7th place and went back to 8th, and then I just didn't have time to make that position up. But that's racing. Sand whoops got looser and looser and deeper each and every lap here. By the third lap, man, I was really wishing that they weren't there anymore, because they were tired. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Whoa. Whoops. If we circle back here, you can see the caution. Apparently I didn't see that. And by the time I'm up and out of here, I'd lost, I don't know, 45, 50 seconds, close to a minute by the time I pulled my bike out of here, cleaned off my goggles, got ready to go. Other than that, I was pretty happy with my first lap, but I saw that danger, caution symbol and the sign right at the top of the hill. And there were people up there kind of telling you to slow down. And I just didn't see him in time. I was trying to get around the other rider there and make a move, and a little overzealous, I guess. But thankfully, no injuries. And I doubt I was the only person to do that at that particular place. The trail, you know, kind of turned to the right at the top of the hill. So if you did overshoot it, you know, you're going to go into that crap. I would have been fine if it had gone straight. I think I would have been able to ride through it, but just no chance there. I bounced right into the crap. So now I'm pretty winded, tired. That crash took a lot out of me, just picking the bike up and your adrenaline starts rushing, and so trying to regain my composure a little bit, get back in the groove, just ride. Guys we're working with. Just a beautiful day to ride. By the time this race was over, it was close to 60 degrees, and like I said, probably 45, 50 degrees when we started. So great riding weather, great day. Really, the conditions are great for the time of year that it is, being March 1st. I mean, you you can't ask for anything more. Ixcr put on a great event. I think this is a series we'll definitely consider coming back to when we have off weeks from our District 14. That hole right back there got really deep by the 3rd lap, but we're coming up on the end of lap 1 here. So for everybody, I hope if it's the first time checking out one of my videos, I appreciate you checking it out. I hope you enjoyed it, and check out some of the other content I got out there. I got a lot of District 14 races up in Michigan. I got some Hatfield McCoy trails out here on the YouTube channel. So hopefully I'll be putting some more Ixcr races on here as well if we can make some other events this year. There was my lap 1, 29:56 from the time I started. It set on timing scoring there. So a couple more loops around here. We come up and off to our right. As you look off to the picture here is where we actually began the race over there. So as we come up this hill, we take a little bit right here and we bypass the starting area, which is just at the base of this hill to the right. And that completes our 1 lap here around Ixcr, 9 miles. So again, hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.